I stared at the pink envelope on my desk. A birthday card from my grandmother, containing her annual $200 gift. As the CEO of Luna Cruise Lines, I didn't need the money, but I kept every card she sent. She was the only one who remembered my birthdays after what happened 10 years ago. Ms. Luna, my assistant Marcus interrupted my thoughts. Your parents' cruise ship, the Royal Paradise, is approaching Miami port. I smiled, remembering that day a decade ago when I turned 18. 10 years earlier. We need to talk about your birthday party, Mom announced at breakfast, not even looking up from her phone. Dad sat beside her, focused on his newspaper. I brightened. My 18th birthday was coming up and they'd promised something special. After years of forgotten or minimized celebrations because money was tight, they'd finally agreed to throw me a proper party. I've already invited everyone from school, I said excitedly. And Grandma's flying in from Dash. That's what we need to discuss, Dad cut in. We're canceling the party. The toast in my hand dropped to the plate. What? But, you promised. Well, something better came up, Mom smiled, showing Dad her phone. Remember that luxury cruise we've always wanted to take? The Royal Paradise has an opening for next week. But, that's my birthday money, I said quietly. You said you'd been saving it specially. Oh honey, Mom reached across the table to pat my hand condescendingly. You're old enough to understand. This cruise is very exclusive. Your father and I need this vacation. We haven't had a proper holiday in years. Because they'd spent every spare dollar on themselves, I thought but didn't say. Besides, Dad added, it's just a birthday. You can celebrate next year. What about all the people I invited? Grandma's already bought her ticket. Dash. You're old enough to handle cancellations, Mom waved dismissively. This is about priorities, sweetie. You'll understand when you're older. I sat there watching them excitedly discuss their upcoming cruise while my birthday plans crumbled. Something inside me hardened in that moment. Fine, I said, standing up. You're right. I am old enough to understand. That's my girl, Dad smiled, still not looking up. We'll bring you back a souvenir. That night I called my grandmother. They did it again, didn't they? She asked, hearing the tears in my voice. The party money, they're using it for a cruise. Those selfish. Dash. She took a deep breath. Listen to me, Sophie. Remember that investment account I set up for you when you were born? The one your parents don't know about. Yes. It's matured. There's enough there for college and then some. Maybe it's time you used it. 2 hours later I had a plan. My parents thought I was too young to understand priorities. Fine. I'd show them exactly what I understood about business and priorities. The next morning they left for their cruise, barely saying goodbye. They didn't notice I'd already moved my essential belongings to Grandma's house. They didn't know I'd withdrawn from the local college they'd chosen for me and accepted a spot at a prestigious business school across the country. And they certainly didn't know that their precious Royal Paradise cruise ship belonged to a company that was badly in debt. Information I'd discovered through Grandma's connections in the maritime business world. Happy birthday to me, I whispered, watching their taxi drive away. In my hand was Grandma's birthday card, containing not just $200, but the business card of her investment banker friend who specialized in hostile takeovers. 10 years later, I sat in my office atop the Luna Cruise Lines building, watching through live feed as my parents' favorite ship docked in Miami. They'd taken this same cruise every year since my 18th birthday, bragging about their tradition at every family gathering. Their suite is ready? I asked Marcus. Yes, Ms. Luna. The presidential suite as they requested. Though they might find some surprises when they board. I smiled. Perfect. Make sure all the staff knows the plan. It's time for my parents to meet the new owner of their beloved Royal Paradise. Welcome aboard the Royal Paradise, the cruise director announced to the gathering of passengers in the main atrium. My parents stood near the front as they always did, wearing their matching cruise veterans t-shirts. Through the ship's security cameras, I watched from my private office that had been secretly installed during the vessel's last renovation. The changes I'd made to the Royal Paradise over the past year were subtle but significant. New logos featuring a crescent moon, staff uniforms with Luna Cruise Line's distinctive silver threading. Before we begin our journey, the director continued, we have a special announcement. For the first time in 10 years, the owner of Luna Cruise Lines will be joining us on this voyage. My mother nudged my father excitedly. They'd been trying to get into Luna's exclusive Mediterranean cruises for years, unaware that they'd been deliberately waitlisted. Please welcome Ms. Sophie Luna. I stepped out onto the grand staircase, wearing a tailored white suit with my company's signature silver moon pin. The atrium fell silent, then burst into applause, except for two people who stood frozen in shock. Mom, Dad, I smiled, descending the stairs. What a surprise seeing you here. Sophie. Mom's voice cracked. What are you? How are you? The owner of Luna Cruise Lines? I finished for her. Well, let's just say I learned about priorities. But you disappeared, Dad stammered. After your 18th birthday you just left. You mean after you took my birthday money for your first cruise? I kept my voice pleasant, aware of the watching crowd. Yes, I left. Went to business school. Started small, buying struggling cruise ships, rebuilding them. Including this one. The Royal Paradise belongs to you? Mom whispered. Everything belongs to me, I gestured around. Luna Cruise Lines owns the entire fleet now, including your precious annual getaway. The cruise director stepped forward with a tablet. Ms. Luna, the paperwork you requested? Ah yes, I took the tablet, turning to my parents. About your suite reservation. We always book the presidential suite, Dad said quickly. We're VIP guests, we dash. We're VIP guests, I corrected. You see, I've been reviewing your passenger history. 10 years of demanding upgrades, complaining about service, making our staff cry. Mom's face reddened. We pay good money for dash. My money originally, I cut in. But that's ancient history. What matters is your future bookings. I'm afraid we'll have to downgrade you to a standard cabin. On D deck. Near the engine room. You can't do that. Dad protested. Actually, I can. It's my ship. I handed them their new room keys. Consider it a lesson in priorities. Oh, and one more thing. I nodded to the cruise director, who unveiled a large banner across the atrium. It read, Welcome to Sophie's 28th birthday celebration cruise. The entire ship will be celebrating my birthday for the next 7 days, I announced. Open bar, special events, fireworks, everything I should have had 10 years ago. And you're welcome to join, from your cozy cabin on D deck. This is ridiculous, Mom sputtered. We can just book with another cruise line dash. You could, I agreed. Except Luna now owns or partners with every major line in this region. Funny how business works, isn't it? As my parents stood there, clutching their downgraded room keys, I addressed the other passengers. Now who's ready to start the party? The atrium erupted in cheers. As staff began distributing champagne, I caught sight of a familiar face in the crowd, Grandma beaming proudly. Happy birthday, sweetheart, she said, hugging me. Worth waiting 10 years for? I watched my parents slink away toward their new accommodations. Every single minute. By day 3 of the cruise, my birthday celebration was in full swing. Every restaurant, every deck, every lounge celebrated nightly with themed parties. The passengers loved it. All except 2 who spent most of their time sulking in their engine-adjacent cabin. I sat in my office reviewing security footage when Marcus entered. Your parents are requesting another meeting. Their 5th attempt today. Let them wait, I replied, but then noticed something on the screen. Actually, they're at Grandma's table. This should be interesting. Through the camera feed, I watched my mother approach Grandma in the main dining room. Helen, please, she was saying, you have to talk to Sophie. This is cruel. Grandma sipped her wine calmly. Cruel? Like canceling your daughter's 18th birthday for a cruise? Or maybe like forgetting her graduation because you were on another cruise. Or perhaps like missing her college graduation because, oh yes, you were on this very ship. We had no idea she even graduated, Dad protested. She never told us where she went to school. You never asked, Grandma's voice was steel. Too busy planning your next vacation to wonder why your only child disappeared. We're her parents, Mom insisted. No, Grandma set down her glass. You're just the people who gave birth to her. I'm the one who supported her dreams, who helped her apply to business school, who attended every graduation. Did you know she graduated top of her class? Did you know she built this company from scratch? No inherited money except what I saved for her? Did you know she makes a point of remembering every employee's birthday, because she knows how it feels to be forgotten? My parents sat there speechless. Now if you'll excuse me, Grandma stood, straightening her dinner jacket. I believe my granddaughter is about to make an announcement. Right on cue, I stepped onto the dining room stage. Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all enjoying the celebration. Tonight, I have a special story to share. The room quieted as I took the microphone. 10 years ago, my parents taught me an important lesson about priorities. They took the money meant for my 18th birthday party and spent it on this very cruise. Murmurs of disapproval rippled through the crowd. At the time it hurt. But now, I want to thank them. I smiled at their confused faces. Because that decision sparked something in me. It made me realize that success isn't about taking luxury cruises. It's about building something meaningful. I gestured around the room. Luna Cruise Lines isn't just about vacations. We're the only major cruise company with a full college scholarship program for our employees' children. We celebrate every staff birthday with paid time off. And yes, we make sure no parent ever has to choose between a vacation and their child's special day. The room burst into applause. My parents shrank in their seats. So tonight, I continued, I have an announcement. Luna is launching a new program, Birthday Dreams at Sea. For every cruise booked, we'll sponsor a birthday celebration for an underprivileged child who could never afford one. And we're starting with 50 parties this year, one for each week I was forgotten. Standing ovation. Even the staff were wiping away tears. And Mom, Dad? I looked directly at them. You're welcome to help organize these parties. Consider it a new position, Birthday Celebration Coordinators. Starting salary is modest, but it includes one crucial benefit: learning to make children's dreams come true instead of crushing them. Later that night, as I stood on my private deck watching the ocean, Grandma joined me. They're considering your offer, she said. Are they? Or are they just worried about losing their annual cruise privileges? Does it matter? Sometimes people need to lose everything to understand what they had. I fingered the silver moon pin on my jacket. You know what's ironic? Every success I've had, every company I've built, it all started because they taught me exactly what kind of person I didn't want to be. And what kind of person did you become instead? Grandma asked softly. I looked out at the moonlight dancing on the waves, thinking of all the birthday parties we'd soon be planning, all the children who wouldn't have to feel forgotten. The kind who remembers, I answered. The kind who celebrates. The kind who turns disappointment into dreams. Grandma hugged me. Happy birthday, Sophie. It was worth the wait. Yes, I smiled, watching a shooting star streak across the sky. Yes, it was.